Alright, today is the 12th of, doesn't really matter. I'm trying to change the alternator on a 3000 GT VR4 or a Dodge Stealth twin turbo. Alright, so let's show you what I did so far. First thing I did was remove the engine cover under the wheel well. So you probably can't see that. Second thing I did was remove the air intake screws for the air intake hose. Should be this piece right here, and then I'm going to hang that off the top, but I'm not really getting a lot of room to move it. See there, it's stuck with a bunch of other pipes, so I might just have that much room to move around in. I'm not sure, but I did that already. So I removed all these screws for the air suction hose. Now I'm going to remove the screws for this air intake pipe right here. Let's get a better view of that. This air intake pipe right in front. I'm also going to remove this plastic piece under here. There should be some screws. One screw here. It's already been removed, and another one labeled 4. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that right now, and that'll give me some access to the alternator, which is kind of under this. And there's some other hoses I got to remove. So let's remove the front air intake hose right here. That's what I'm going to do now. What's up, YouTube? I just wanted to give you guys an update on where I'm at with my twin turbo Dodge Stealth alternator replacement. Well, you can see here I already removed the AC suction line. I tied it to a bungee cord, but it's not moving around that much. I'm afraid that if I move it anymore, it's just going to bend some metal. But I'll try to get it out of the way if it prevents me from pulling the alternator out, which is somewhere in this area here. I already disconnected my turbo hoses. You got one right here, and you got another turbo hose right here. And next I'm probably going to be unbolting the radiator fan assembly. I'm going to start off with the bottom screws first, but before I do that, I'm going to make sure I remove all the tubing for the turbo piping. That's going to be the next thing I do. And after that, I'll get started on the radiator fan, and we'll keep updating this video. Alright, what's up? Alright, I'm back here on the alternator removal of the Dodge Stealth. Just want to get you together. First, I want to say, always wear protective eye gear, not necessarily a paintball mask. This is all I got, so you know, gotta make do. When you get under the car, you're gonna see the undercarriage and a bunch of aero plastic coverings. They've all got these 12 millimeter bolts, so you need a 12 millimeter to get all the undercarriage off. See, stuff kind of just hangs off after you take the screws out. I'm gonna take all of it off, so just so I have a nice area to work with, and this will give me access to the radiator fan, and I'm going to take 2 screws out, 2 10 millimeter screws out of the bottom of the fan, and then on the top. And that's the top fan right there. I don't know if you can see that. What's up, YouTube? This is my continuation of the video for removing the alternator on a Dodge Stealth. And well, as you can see, I got most of the top hoses out. I even stuffed the openings with rags to make sure that nothing gets inside. And I'm just going to go ahead and remove the radiator fan. I already removed 2 screws on the bottom, so this is the top screws. Now I just want to make a note that I'm taking all these screws and pretty much saving them all together, putting them in plastic bags with labels. So, you know, the radiator fan assembly basically has all the radiator screws with it. And you also want to make a note that to take the radiator off, before you take it off, you want to disconnect these 2 plugs in front here. two big, I'm not sure if you can see them, but right where there's two plugs there. Now, they're non-interchangeable, so you won't have a problem figuring out which one goes where. Use these screws. I'm going to go ahead and pull the fan out. I'm hoping it just slides right up. There is one 12mm bolt that I left in here that I should have taken out. It's basically a bracket that holds the radiator in there, so I gotta get that out. Alright. You have the time, go easy. You don't want to strip the bolts like I did. The intercooler pipe hooks up together. Okay. Probably slide radiator fan up. Be very gentle pulling it up because I'm not sure it might be connected to something still. I don't know. Alright, and there's a radiator fan. Comes right out pretty easily. That's kind of dirty. And then, really got a lot of space out there. You want to protect the radiator fins here with cardboard. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to protect that area. Then I'm going to get started on the alternator bracket. And then I'll be able to pull that out. So, we'll keep you posted. Under the car is where the belt is at. I don't know if you can see that. And I'm going to have to check the tension here. Now, this is a really big deal for me. I'm really going to take my time on this. It's the first time I ever changed a belt for a car like that. To me, this is mechanical work. It's pretty tight. There's a lot of rust. So I might clean these wheels here. And I think that rust might be causing damage to my belt. So I'm going to have to clean that up and take this off. This is a big job for me to do this part here, so I'm going to get started slowly, and I won't be able to take a video because I need my own full view. I'm going to loosen this bolt here. I believe this is the tensioner, and I'm not going to remove it. And then the tensioner, actually the tensioner is on top, it's a bolt on top. You can turn that counterclockwise and that'll loosen up the belt. I just wanted to give a good view and just kind of get a diagnosis of it under here. What's up, YouTube? Alright, I'm under the car now. This is my removal of the drive belt for the alternator of a 3000 GT VR4 Dodge Stealth Twin Turbo. As you can see, I've got my tool already on the 14mm bolt that I'm just going to loosen up here. I'm not going to remove it, I'm just going to loosen it. And you can't see it from here, but behind, on top, there is a bolt facing upwards, right over here, above the belt. And I'm going to loosen that counterclockwise, and that's going to relieve the tension on the belt. So first, you want to loosen this 14mm here, but don't remove it, just loosen it. And that's going to enable you to go off through the top and loosen up the tension on the belt. Then I can slip the belt off. Okay, so I already removed the belt by loosening up the tension pulley and lowering that down. And I got the belt off. Now I'm going to focus on the alternator bracket itself. It's right here. See if I can pull it up closer. This is it right here. I don't know if you can see that. And basically there's a 10mm bolt that connects on the top front end. Just need to remove that. And on the side it's a little tricky. There's two connectors there. And basically flip the cover up. It's a plastic cover. You just flip it upwards. And inside there is another 10mm bolt. You just screw that off. And there's also, I think, a 14mm bolt on the side, on the right hand side, and another one down under. Main thing is those two connectors. You don't want to really rip them too hard because they're kind of delicate. All right, I'm gonna get started on getting this alternator out. All right, so I removed the bolts that hold the alternator in place, the alternator bracket. And one thing to point out, you might want to get gloves so you don't end up with bloody pinkies like me. So another thing though you might want to point out is it's easier to remove the bottom bolts, of course, first, then remove the top ones. Now I got it hanging by one bolt right here. You can't see that, and I'm just going to attempt to pull it out now. Actually pretty heavy, this thing. There's one connector that I have on the side that I didn't disconnect yet. I'll disconnect it as I'm pulling it out. I'm trying to go by the book here. Okay, I got that one last bolt out in my pocket, and this thing is very loose and pretty much not sure. I really should have disconnected that wire first before I tried to pull this whole thing out, but what the hell are you living in there? Not like it. And there you have it. Kind of looks like something out of a Star Wars movie, for me at least, because I'm not really a mechanic. But that's it. That's how you get it out. This bitch, and it's heavy, kind of heavy. So, wow, this looks like shit. I'm gonna go get this. I'm gonna go get this fixed, and we'll put a new one in there. See how that works out.